This is like a shot of espresso. Come on.
I had mine already.
You know I'm drinking some right now.
I am sure you are.
It is 6 a.m. and I still hate your guts.
Of course.
At 5:23 in the morning when my alarm went off, I said, Joe Stepke, I hate you.
Well, I am so glad that you like forgive me by the end of the show usually. So that's actually a good thing. And you know, I had something I wanted to share today too. I gotta find it now. Yep, there it is.
It's gonna do it. You can feel it. You can feel it. Here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. Told you.
That is just awesome.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday's Cup of Joe. Hey, this week, you know, it's already going better than last week because Joe's actually here. So there's that. And Joe is like 2 days away from his 50th birthday. God, you're old.
I know. And after this, you're wondering why I'm dressed down. I'm going for physical therapy after this for the ankles. So yay.
Because you're 50. You got to get stuff like that.
No, my ankles are a little bit weaker. So
did you get to have your 50th birthday present yet?
Say again?
Did you get to have your 50th birthday present yet? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No, I don't know which one.
Bend over and cough.
Oh my gosh. No, I didn't do that yet. No, I have had.
Gotta do it, brother. Gotta do it.
I've had a colonoscopy already.
Oh, so yeah. Then
I've already done that, but
you can handle that. You can handle anything.
Yeah, you can.
Polyp.
I probably need to do it again. I think I did it a couple years ago. I think I did it when I was 45.
Did you have any of those polyp things?
Yeah, they just got rid of them right away.
Yeah, those are hereditary in my family apparently. So can't wait.
Yeah, it's not to get TMI on anybody or grossed out or whatever.
Is there TMI on this show? I think we pretty much we
probably covered.
We blow past all
that,
all boundaries on the show.
When I did it, I had to drink a bunch of like the almost like fiber stuff and Gatorade or whatever, and I was really cleared out totally. But they put me to sleep. Next thing you know, I woke up or whatever. I was sort of like in twilight, whatever it was, but I woke up and that was it. Nothing happened.
We have a ton of people on the show already. Good morning to everybody. We are excited to have you here. We're just we're getting caught up a little bit. If you don't know Joe Stepke, he is AKA Joe the Finance Guy.
Yep.
And he works for a company called Acima Credit. In full disclosure, all opinions on the show are solely that of Joe Stepke and Ira Bowman, and not the expressed opinions of Acima Credit. But Joe the Finance Guy is awesome. I love him most times. I hated him last week, but we can talk about that later.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry.
This dude makes me get up at the crack of, look, it's not even dawn. You can't say the crack of dawn because I looked outside. There was not sunlight to be had, dude. And I went to bed at midnight because that's what time I go to bed. So, 5 hours, my eyes are like, I don't want to wake up, but I got to. And then at 5:57, I think it was, I got a text going, sorry, dude, I'm not going to make it. And I'm like, I could have slept in. We could have just skipped the show last week, but that's all right. I was up, so I'm like,
it was totally my fault, but I did get on the drive.
Oh, yeah. It was wonderful. Watching your boss shoot you as you were driving. It was kind of fun though.
I thought it was actually hilarious that he
So if you watched the show for the first time, look, we actually, I hate to say it, we had a larger audience last week than we have had, which is funny.
Really?
But if anybody is watching this for the second time and they're expecting that every time, they might be disappointed now. But anyways, good morning, everybody. I'm scrolling through. I like to get all the comments. As you can see, I like to get them all on. I think that's cool if you guys take the time to say hello to us. Lorena is a wonderful supporter of mine. I think she pretty much engages with all my shows. So thank you for that, Lorena, from the Philippines. Roger's letting you know that 50 is just a number. And I actually think that's true.
It is.
The thing about the 50th, and it's like the 40th, there are some things that it doesn't matter. They're going to, your doctor's going to do when you turn that age. So it is what it is. But I think you're struggling with 50 a little bit, yeah? So we can
it's funny you should say that. Yesterday I'm driving, and my boss again, who's my friend and everything else, Greg, I call him up.
I connected with Greg this week because he recorded you on the show. I figured, you know what? If the guy's cool enough, if he's cool enough to do that, and he came on the show and he hammed it up a little bit. The only thing I had problem with him was the same problem I have with you, frankly, is neither one of you have any sense when it comes to Batman and Superman. But other than that,
he wouldn't. He does always like Batman and stuff like that. That's how come.
I have no problem with people liking Batman. It's not the fact that you like Batman that bothers me, because I like Batman. He's cool. It's just when you compare Batman to Superman and you can't realize that one is obviously superior to the other.
So one episode can we get through without Batman?
No, probably not. I mean, what is this? The 10th one, I think. No. The answer to that question, Joe Stepke, is no, we can't, because it makes no sense to me.
I'm sure.
It's like when I have to push one for English in the United States. I'm like, really? I mean, that should just be automatic. But
so, I put
you really did this on our show.
I have to. I just wanted to put it out there.
I am going to say congratulations to you, Joe. Actually, both of us had big weeks this week. Your Joe the Finance Guy hit 1,000 followers on LinkedIn, which is a big number. It's just a number, just like to Roger's point about the age. It is just a number, but it's important. And for those of you who don't understand why a business page growth is important, the presumption is the button says click here to visit my website, right? Website here. That's an active follow link from a website with a 99 domain authority, which is as strong as you can get.
Yep.
And Google eats that up for your SEO. So it's important. Every one of those counts as an extra. It's like a bonus.
Okay? Right.
So you've already seen it. I've seen it because I did your website.
Yes.
Right? So I monitor your domain authority for you, and it's going up. It's going up as your LinkedIn following goes up. And now I'm doing some other stuff to help you build backlinks as well, as we know. But that's a big part of why your SEO juice is so good. And for me, I'm excited because Bowman Digital Media, which didn't exist at the beginning of June, now has 2,500 followers on LinkedIn because I do this full time.
Right.
So there's that. But hey, that's a great week for both of us, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So,
oh no, that is. So let me get back.
Actually, it happened on the exact same day. It was like I monitor all of them, as you know. Mm-hmm. So I'm monitoring them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're gonna hit 1,000 today. Cool. And then the 2,500 kind of took me by surprise. It had a bigger growth day, if that makes sense. Like my average growth per day is a certain number, but it grew a little bit more, and we hit it the same day. But I thought that's kind of cool because we're like brothers.
I think it is. I think it's awesome.
Ira and Batman.
Yep, I had to put that in there too while I was doing that. Good morning, Mary.
And again, it's not that I'm anti-Batman. I like Batman fine. I just, I classify him in the proper order of superheroes, which is pretty much at the bottom because he's one of the only superheroes without any superpowers.
Okay. All right.
So what superpower does he have? None.
Yeah. No, he does. He's rich. That's it.
He's rich. That's not a superpower, but I guess it is. Cool.
It is.
I got to stop and pause right here. Okay.
Okay.
Robbie was on Robbie, what show was it? I think it was Job Seekers Q. No. I think it was Follow Me Friday. Follow Me Live. Because my wife was on there. That's why I know. Okay, so Robbie was on that show. Alicia was my wife, 20 years married. God bless her. I can't believe she's stuck around with me for that long.
I love the Facebook post she did yesterday. I wanted to, like,
oh, I know.
like
Michael Connor is now dead to me. That dude, every chance he gets to slam me about my marriage, he's like, it's kind of like you and Batman. He just can't let it go. Anyways, I think he's secretly jealous of my wife, maybe. He wants to be the one married to me. Anyways, she was on my show. We had a great time.
It was Follow Me Friday, too.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we were talking about Robbie's in Katy, Texas. And I used to drive through Katy, Texas all the time. Anyway, somehow we got on because Houston traffic, if you've never experienced Houston traffic, it's the worst. Like, I think it's the worst in the country. I've lived in a lot of places. Now, in full disclosure, I've never lived in New York City, and I've never lived in Boston. I know those are bad too. But I have experienced Austin, Houston, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, San Francisco. I'm talking about a place in San Francisco that takes you 2.5 hours to go 55 miles. Okay. I know bad traffic. I promise you, I've put more miles on my car than just about everybody on this planet because I used to drive anywhere from 100 on a really low day to 300 on more of a normal day.
Right.
300 miles a day in my car. For 20 years, I've done that. Right. So, and I live in Los Angeles. So before you tell me about how bad your traffic is, we don't measure in miles, we measure in minutes because 5 miles can take you literally an hour.
That's the same thing in Chicago. You're right.
You get in your car. And I've driven in Chicago too, by the way. I've driven in Indianapolis. I've driven in Detroit. I've driven, like I said, I've been all over and I've driven a lot. But Houston is the biggest cluster of any major metropolis I've ever seen, especially if it's raining. Oh my God, that town will flood faster than just about every other town but Vegas. Vegas will flood faster than Houston. But Houston, the difference is Houston's rain will come down 17 times faster than it does in Las Vegas. So, you'll get a flash flood in Vegas with a 1/4 inch of rain, where I'm talking about like water will be piled high 3 and 4 feet and sweep you away. Houston's not that bad if it's a 1/4 inch. A 1/4 inch isn't even raining in Houston, but they'll get 15 inches of rain in 24 hours, and it floods like crazy. It has to do with all the slopes of the roads, and there was no master planning. Anyways, that's some engineering stuff. But Houston has these things called kolaches, and I was talking about this with Robbie on Follow Me Friday, and somehow we got onto kolaches. Somehow she got onto, I know a kolache factory that makes these awesome kolaches. And before I know it, I'm getting a DM saying, hey, what's your address? I'm going to send you some of these things. Well, people make me lots of promises on LinkedIn.
Right.
I've learned to be gracious, but not to expect anything. You know what I mean? Robbie actually followed up. She said it. She got the address. She bought the kolaches. She overnighted them on FedEx. And we ate kolaches last night, bro. And I'm going to tell you, they were pretty good. Now, Robbie, this might break your heart. Now, it could be because of the day transit thing, but they weren't as good as the Shipley kolaches in Houston with the eggs in them.
Robbie, I want to tell you, he loved them. Don't.
I did love them.
All right,
dude. I had a huge smile on my face, but the claim was these are the best. They're better than Shipley's. I just want to be, you know me. I'm painfully honest.
I know you are, but you know what? I want to do something. Since that worked for you. Hold on a minute. I'm Hungarian Polish, and for the longest time, and I've only had this a couple times in my life, it's called Dobos tort. It's a Hungarian Dobos tort cake. Anybody knows where I could get that? Where it is? Please let me know. Hungarian Dobos tort.
Spell that. I want to see how you spell that.
I don't want to even. The last time I had it, so not to be somber on this, because I'm always like try to be happy, joy. My dad passed away in 2014. And it was in October that he passed away, just actually 6 years, a week ago.
Luxembourg.
And anyways, Luxembourg.
I have to do it. You know I do. I can't help it.
And so he, when he passed away, it was around my birthday. You know, everybody was trying to cheer me up. And my wife took it upon herself. She got the recipe from my Aunt Joan, which was passed down from my grandmother, and to make Dobush torta. My wife made it that time, which was awesome. And I give her a lot of credit for doing it. And it takes a while to actually do.
Did you wonder where I went?
Now, I was about to say something, but then I looked down and I'm like on LinkedIn down here, even though we're StreamYard here. So you're still there, but you're leaving now on LinkedIn. So yeah.
No, I had to pop up because I actually took some pictures on my handy dandy
of you eating those.
Well, I actually did some pictures of.
Is that what Facebook was when you posted that picture?
Yeah.
I was wondering. I was going like this. Why?
What is it?
A bagel?
Yeah. So what kolaches are? Pardon me. I'm just putting the memory card in my computer.
No problem.
So what kolaches are, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what they look like because I'm actually going to pull them up. So what they are is they're like a dinner roll. Okay. But inside the dinner roll, they put stuff. It's amazing. So
they just put stuff like
So in Texas, it's like usually a little spicy because we like to eat spicy in Texas, right? So you get some jalapenos, some queso. Not now. When you say queso in Texas, that actually means a certain type of cheese. I'm not talking about queso cheese, guys. I'm talking about queso is in Spanish, the word for cheese. So you usually get some cheese, you get some jalapenos to give it the Texas pop. And then the most basic one, if you don't specify, typically is just a sausage. So it's savory. And then it's surrounded by, the dough, and they cook them like dinner rolls. And they're called kolaches. Now, my favorite kind have eggs in them because I like eggs. So Robbie sent some with bacon, some with sausage. She sent the ranchero, which was, by the way, Robbie, my wife and I both agree, the best one. Mwah. She sent us potato kolaches because those are actually popular too. So pretty much instead of eggs, you have potatoes in there. Same thing. Spicy, good. Then she sent some, they were chicken something. I think they call them Italian. I don't know. Anyways, there was a few different kinds. Now, there is 8 people at my dinner table right now, right? We have 8 kids, but 2 of them are in college, so there's 8 of us. Everybody loved them. I mean, not one bad one, Robbie. Not one bad one. So don't let my expression or my love for Shipley's, which might be more in my mind at this point than anything else. And I love to eat because I'm fat, in full disclosure. But
oh my gosh, come on.
Don't let my...
That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true? It is true. I'm 205 pounds, dude. Golly.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not going to disclose what I am, but okay. Oh, I'm not.
You don't have to. I just told the world how fat I am.
And I'm still bigger.
We will leave it. We will leave it at that. Well, we all have our crosses to bear.
Yeah, we do. And muscle weighs more than fat, and I got a lot of muscle underneath this. So
why is this showing me both of these? Something's not right. Okay. So this is the box.
I've had a kolache before.
They're good, bro.
I have. Now I know what you're talking about. Actually,
so my wife cut them open so we could see what was in them, right? Because otherwise they all look the same.
Right.
But that's what they look like on the inside.
I've had them before. Actually, it was probably about 7 years back, and I was with one of somebody I worked with at another company, and God, his name escapes me, and but he told me about it, and he showed me where to get those in like the Carmel, Indianapolis area. So he showed me where to get those, and now seeing that you put kolache up there, I recognize the name, and now obviously that is the type. So wow, I could get them around here. So I have a question for Joe. How do I get a sponsor or an investor?
So this is Sylvia Markovic, Global Motion Set Trans something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm curious why she asked you and not me. What makes you think that Joe knows that answer more than me?
Well, she's going
I'm curious.
for an investor. However, Joe, the finance guy, but it's all right. I would yield to my partner.
I just think that's funny. How many sponsors do you have?
How do I have how many sponsors? No, I guess a better question is who do I sponsor?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, never mind. I don't know. It's just funny it is funny to me sometimes that the people just make assumptions that makes me laugh sometimes. That's all.
No,
so let me help you with that question. If you want to earn sponsors, really the same thing. I mean, it's just two different ways, expressions that say the same thing. Honestly, like Pana Knows is a sponsor for Project Help You Grow. Why? Well, because Kelly Robinson, the owner of Pana knows about, and this is the first part, you've got to get them to learn about what it is that you're doing. So what is it that you're trying to get sponsored or somebody to invest in? There are investors out there that are actively seeking to invest in things they believe in. Now, I'm going to tell you a secret. If you own a business and there is any way for you to not have an investor, you're better off.
Yep.
Because the investment comes with strings. So there's that. Now, in my case with Kelly Robinson, Pana Knows, there's no strings. She sends me, it's like a stipend check. She sends me the stipend every month. In fact, I saw my Venmo thing. She just paid it last night for November. So she's actually ahead of the game, I think. But she's been doing that for about a year. But how did I come about that with Kelly? She learned about the project. She participated with the project because she owns Pana Knows. And so, Pana Knows and Project Help You Grow did some stuff together, right? She utilized the platform. She couldn't believe that what I'm doing is for free, right? Nonprofit, just giving it away. And she said, hey, I want to support you. I want our business to support you because of that. And so that's how that came about. I didn't actively seek out her sponsorship. But investors, far more common than sponsors,
Correct.
Really, for business. So if you're going to have a sponsor, typically you're going to have some type of a high profile, which Project Help You Grow is. It's a high profile organization. And sponsorships, usually it's a trade for putting their logo in high visible places, websites, shows, events. You can put their logo. If you have a mailing list, you're going to send it out and you're going to say sponsored by fill in the blank corporations are there. Yep. Right? So that's what you get with TV ads and race cars and the jerseys. And look, this shirt is sponsored by Bowman Digital Media, right?
Yes, it is.
So that's a sponsorship. People don't look at it that way, but look, so is the backdrop. You know what I mean? The show is sponsored by Bowman Digital Media and Joe the Finance Guy. See the little thing up at the top? You know what I mean? So you could do unpaid sponsorships and you could do paid sponsorships, but usually when you have a sponsorship, there's just some type of a trade for money for visibility. Investors, the difference there is they usually don't want the visibility. In fact, a lot of times they're silent partners. You don't even know that they're an investor in it could be anything.
Right.
It could be, a business. It could be, a nonprofit. It could be whatever. But the investor typically wants part of the profit and equity or stake in the organization. So you are giving up control. Now it could be a minor stake. It could be a major stake, but you're giving up something in trade for usually a quick infusion of cash. So for like 50 grand or 100 grand or $1 million, whatever the investment is, then they get a percentage of your company and a percentage of your profits, and usually a vote in the organization on what direction you take. Now you're not free to do whatever you want. So my advice to you and most people's advice to you, would be if you can go about it any other way, you might want to really look at it that way. But I don't know your situation, so just anyways. But how you go about getting them? Shoot me a DM. Let me know what type of organization you have. I get hit on every day by private equity investor groups. They're looking for projects to invest in. Be very careful who you let in, though. I'm just saying. Roger is like, Ira, get off of these kolaches. Sorry, brother, had to do it. He's starving. I, in full disclosure, haven't eaten anything today either. This is what I had for dinner last night, but I'm going to tell you what.
I haven't eaten anything either.
They were very good.
I have not.
And having my coffee. So
I have not had a single thing yet.
Robbie Canterbury, ha ha ha, that is awesome. Yeah, it really is awesome. Candy, she's the second person to actually send me food on LinkedIn, from LinkedIn. I get a lot of other stuff, but I don't usually get food. But Motor City Spindle Repair sent me, it was barbecue sauce, was the food.
From Detroit?
Yeah, they private labeled some barbecue sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the one I picked because I like spicy. And it was it was scorpion flavored, and it said something with the word death on it. I was like, yeah.
Scorpion flavored or hot as a,
it was hot.
Scorpion thing.
Yeah, that was their.
I don't think it would be scorpion flavored.
No, that was their heat. That was their heat rating.
Right. I'm smiling because
I'm going to tell you that scorpion rating in Detroit is not the same as the rating in Texas, because we would have probably labeled that as a medium. But anyways, whatever. I'm a spicy snob, I guess.
Spicy.
All right, what do we got? Really American breakfast. Yeah, that's an American breakfast for sure. Now, for me, the thing I miss most about Texas, 100%, breakfast tacos. Brother, if you want to have a get in, come to God. You want to come to God moment, like hallelujah moment. You go get yourself a breakfast taco. Now I'm talking brisket, smoked brisket, $1. One taco, smoked brisket. It's basically the world's most wonderful tortilla, because tortillas are not the same across the world. Like, you're used to these razor thin. It's like having one of those thin pancakes, those knockoff pancakes.
Right.
Crepes. You know what I'm talking about? They're not really pancakes. They're like really tiny thin. That's what most people's tortillas are like. And they shouldn't even be called tortillas. They should be called tortillos or something. Right? Tortillas. They're tortillas. They're just not really tortillas. When you go to Texas, brother, it's more like a pancake. So think of in my analogy, just so y'all can picture this, and that's a y'all. I'm going to have to put my cowboy hat on in a second. Okay.
I'm actually, and I hope you don't mind, I posted our link to this thing.
No, go ahead. So the tortillas in Texas are like pancake fluffy compared to crepes. So what you normally have off the shelf in Indianapolis is like a crepe when it comes to tortillas versus a Texas tortilla, right? So anyways, the tortillas in Texas, I've never had anything like it. It's just amazing. So anyways, that smoked brisket, I'm talking about on the fire in the smoker for 13 hours at 120 degrees with some hickory. Anyways, nothing like it. Nothing. So that's what I miss about Texas the most. I certainly don't miss the traffic. The traffic in Houston, the traffic in Austin, the traffic in San Antonio, the traffic in Dallas. I've driven it all, and I don't like any of it, but I mostly don't like Houston. Anyways, I had to drive in Austin or San Antonio every day for 4 years, and didn't like it. Anyways, God bless Texas. It's huge in Texas. Why can't they make bigger roads? Everything's bigger in Texas except for the highway going through Austin. 2-lane highway in the middle of Austin. You're like, what the hell? They actually built a second level so you could go the top level or the bottom level and it takes you to the same place. It's kind of funny. But anyways, I think I had one from my favorite place, Buc-ee's here in Texas. Now, Buc-ee's is the world's best, I'm talking world best, rest stop. What it is, in case you've never been to Buc-ee's, Buc-ee's is like a gas station, but it's a gas station with 128 gas pumps. So you're not waiting for gas. Like, you go to a place that has cheap gas, but they've got like 6 pumps and you got to wait in a line 3 deep. That doesn't happen at Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's has volumes of pumps, and I'm not kidding when I say 128. They don't all have the same number of pumps. It varies, but they all have a lot. The one that I used to go to the most in New Braunfels, which is where I used to live, had 128. 128 pumps. And cheap gas too. You know what I mean? Like the gas was cheap. So you would go there. But the reason why you would go there was not for the number of gas station or pumps or the price of the gas, which was good. All that was good. The main thing you would go for, and why we call it the Texas Road Stop, is because they have the world's cleanest bathrooms. Like you could literally eat in there clean. Ever go to a truck stop and you're like, got to hold your nose because you got to go to the bathroom?
Almost
or you gotta like, you feel gross sitting on the thing because it's been cut up and graffitied, and who knows the last time.
Hell no.
Who knows the last time it was cleaned, right? It's unsanitary. Well, these guys have always, like, their thing is clean bathroom. So they clean it every hour. It's always clean, like immaculately clean. And then a lot of Buc-ee's also have a huge variety of things to buy. Not cheap. The gas is cheap. The convenience items are not cheap. But you can get and they have fudge, brother. Like, it's write your mama good. You write your mama about it.
Really? I'd write my mama about that.
Not mom, mama.
Mama. Okay.
Write your mama good.
No, I'll tell my mama that when
you go to Texas and you go to a Buc-ee's and you get some fudge, I promise you'll write your mama about it.
I'll write my mama about that. I can't wait to say that to her. I really can't. It's just usually.
You should get somebody to send you some Buc-ee's fudge. I'm telling you,
I don't need it.
Oh yes, you do.
I would, if I'm gonna.
The fact that you don't know you don't need it is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Foster Williams is on here. Robbie, you're on here. Tell this city slicker about some Buc-ee's fudge. I'm telling you, it's really good. And the other thing about Buc-ee's, so the sponsor of Buc-ee's is a beaver, and I don't know if you've heard of it, but I have buck teeth.
So Buc-ee's, beavers,
Buc-ee's beaver. I could have been the mascot. Like when we moved to Texas and we saw these things called Buc-ee's, the first thing we noticed was the mascot was a beaver with big old teeth. And I'm like, that's a role I could play.
Oh, gosh.
Kind of kidding, but not really.
All right. Can we go back to...
I am so far behind on comments. Hang on.
I know, but you asked me about, turning 50. I was telling you a story, and then we went totally... to kolaches.
I don't know how that happened, but
I don't know because I didn't even mention food. Now, if I would have mentioned food, like my kids kidnapping me yesterday to take me out to eat for my birthday, which was, I think, awesome. But I got even a story there. But you asked me how, I'm taking 50, and I asked I call up my friend Greg. The one that my boss or whatever, the
one who thinks Batman can beat Superman. Yeah,
exactly. And I call him up. I go, listen, I got a problem. He goes, what's that? I go, I don't know if it's me or just the way I'm thinking, but I'm not feeling it that because I'm turning 50. I don't know what it is. And so we just start talking. He great listener. I've always listened to him when he had issues, you know, and I know that's what he was doing with me. And then all of a sudden I'm driving and I see a place. Hey, Damon, I saw a place that, you know, does furniture and appliance. And it's almost like my brain just switched and I became happy again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's a new place. I got to go there. Sorry. And got off the phone with him. And then when I talked to him again, it's like, do you notice that you turn into like a puppy with his tail wagging when you talk about work? And then we were talking about work-life balance.
I have to argue with Robbie real quick. Oh, no, it's not. I have driven in both towns, and I'm talking end to end at every time of day. I can get through Dallas so much faster than Texas. It's not even funny. And I've gone the Fort Worth way, and I've gone the other way. I've gone up, and I've come down. I've gone across. The one thing I will say about Dallas traffic with Houston traffic, I'm more likely to pay a toll in Dallas than I am in Houston, which I don't appreciate, by the way, but I have to sometimes. You just literally have to. With Houston, the thing I appreciate about Houston is there's more ways to get to places without paying a toll. If you want to drive for free, it will take you longer, but at least you have that opportunity. With Dallas, you pretty much have to pay tolls, so there's that. But as far as worse, no, not even close. Sorry, go ahead.
No problem. So then, let's see, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Oh, that I was all happy and stuff, talking about work, but he was talking about work-life balance. And I go, you know, I was just on vacation for a week. He goes, yeah, but when you're off, do you answer the phone and stuff? And I always have. But it's funny, my mind goes to like my happy place is helping others with work. I'm also happy when I'm at home. But I think it was more like the 50 part is bothering me. I think it's because of the number. I'm a half a century. And I think that's where, you know, my mortality, I could see it kicking in more.
Yeah,
you know,
I think that's the thing for me when I turned 40. Same thing. It wasn't the number itself. It was just like, okay, well, what's my life expectancy for real?
Right.
And now I'm at least halfway. So I'm on the downward slope. And there is something psychological about that, but
right. And then the other thing is I'm a bit slower. I'm not as fast as I used to be.
Well, I know, brother. I know.
I'm not talking.
Oh, you were talking about physically slower. I thought you were talking
physically. Mentally, I'm still sharp. I think I am. I'm very quick-witted, and still sharp. So I think I still have that. But it's more of.
Why do I love teasing you so much?
Because we're LinkedIn besties. That's why. But I think it's because it's the mortality. It's the I'm getting closer to dying, and that's why I just don't want to think about it. And I want more years. I've told my wife I think I could live to 100. Now she goes, "Why would you want to?" But I think I can. That's how come I started taking care of myself more and more.
I'm gonna tell you. You guys don't know this about me. When I graduated high school, I didn't go to college right away. I took a little break. So most people, you graduate high school and then you enter the very next semester, so you graduate in the spring in high school and you start in the fall in college. I did not do that. Okay. So what did I do? I got certified as a CNA, which actually you got to take classes and pass the test with the state. So I did all that. And then I was working at a nursing home because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my life. I'm going to rush into this thing and, get on the wrong foot. So I took a break. I did that. I worked at a convalescent home as a nursing assistant. And I'm going to tell you, most people don't make it to 100. And physically, most people shouldn't. Because when the body starts to break down, man, it is good night. I don't want to do that. I don't want somebody to have to take care of me.
Right.
And there's all kinds of different issues, but the physical stuff, the mental stuff, even just, like you're an adult and having, like we had a guy, he had a prescription, believe it or not, for beer. So he got to have one beer a day.
One beer a day.
One beer was part of his prescription. I wasn't a doctor, so
Day.
I didn't
One
get to see.
beer a day.
But he got one beer. But this guy, he had to have permission to have that beer. And he was the only one in the home, which is a facility, not a home.
Right.
You're at a hospital, basically. It's a mini hospital. So we're at the, his care facility. He's the only one in the whole care facility that was allowed to have alcohol. Think about what I just said. Allowed to have it. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to be I don't want to be at the point where somebody else is making the decisions for me.
Right.
And I'm at their mercy for like, can I have a beer? I'm 100 years old, hypothetically. I'll have a damn beer if I want to.
Right.
That's my thought. You know what I mean? But when you live at a place like that and you don't always have a choice.
Right.
There are people that were in there that weren't, they didn't want to be there. In fact, there's people that were miserable because of it. So I don't want to live. I know this sounds weird, but I don't want to live to that point.
No, that makes it.
People who say that have never seen that part of it. You know what I mean? Now, if you could be 100 and in the shape you're in now, of course.
I know that's the whole thing, and that's where I start looking at my mortality. Listen,
if gravity is undefeated, like why we have wrinkles and why our bones compact, and I mean all these issues.
Wait a minute. I thought collagen had a little bit. We lose our collagen. That's how come the wrinkle part.
Gravity pulls everything down.
I
why
know.
don't we wrinkle up?
I got you.
It's saggy, not People don't walk around going, I need to get my face lowered. I got to get my face lifted, right?
I got to get my face lifted.
So everything's sucked back up because gravity's pulling it all down. Are there other things going on? Yes, there are other things going on, but gravity is the force, if you will, that as your body loses its elasticity.
Listen, there'll be some sort of magic pill, and hope to God that it's around the same time I'm there. So
could be. So. You never know. Although some ways I look at technology, the advancements in technology, and I get excited about it. And other times I go, really, we haven't come that far. When you think about it, look at like a Jetsons episode from 50 years ago.
Right.
What they thought we would be. I mean, we don't have most of that technology.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're like, oh, we have smartphones and we have, AI sorta. But we don't have like the flying cars. We don't have the food instant, we don't have transporters, and we're not traveling in space for the most part. I mean, I said, I don't want to
give it a couple more years. We're almost there.
Houston drivers are rude. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought Texas drivers for the most part were rude, actually.
Have you driven?
This is what I would tell people, honestly. I'm just going to tell you like it is. Texans are the sweetest people you'll ever meet outside their car. Inside their car, it's a whole nother level of asshole. Like, I used to think Vegas drivers were rude until I moved to Texas. I was like, wow, you will get run over. And you got to be really careful following the laws in Texas because the police officers there, like, there's very little leniency. Right. Most places where I've lived, with the exception of Ohio, let me think of it, you had like a 5-mile-an-hour buffer, and there was some leniency, like, hey, I'll give you a warning and stuff. In Texas, I never got a warning. In fact, I used to get traffic tickets in the mail. And I'm like, what the heck is that?
Right.
It's the lights that are on the cameras and stuff. Those will get you.
Right.
That's crazy. But anyways, we'll get off of that. I love our police officers. I don't want to bash police. Morocco, good morning. Coffee, let's go. I love it. This is just nothing but hashtags.
Yep.
Hey, my, let's go. This is like one of your posts. You get like 35 hashtags at the bottom of your posts.
You're the one that taught me. To do that.
What?
You're the one that taught me to do that.
No, that's too many.
Yeah.
Just
And I don't got 35.
count them. I counted one once. I was like, he's got like 30. He's got like 30 hashtags.
Hold on a minute. 1, 2,
We still have
3,
blankers.
4, 5,
That's
6,
exactly my point, Damon. Damon got what I was going with the Jets coming.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
The magic number is 5 to 10.
All right, I'll cut out a few other ones.
Well, and remember, since we're talking about hashtags on LinkedIn, you want to do the first 3 that you do are the most important. And if people don't know why they're the most important, here's why. Because the custom URL that it's going to make for your post will include those 3 hashtags. And so when people are searching, keyword searching, those will pop first. So now something new. News for LinkedIn. Never before has LinkedIn indexed hashtags and comments ever until now. It's new. So if you've been using hashtags in comments for all this time, you've been wasting your time. But now there's actually legitimate reason to do it. So keep doing it. If you've been doing it, keep doing it. If you haven't been doing it because you knew it was a waste of time like me, now with comments, I will start to do it because it makes sense. The other thing, talk about LinkedIn news, which is kind of cool. This is really a big deal. You can set an away message.
I saw that.
Someone DMs you. This is really cool. What should you give them? Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Job seeker, sales.
Well,
business,
what would you say to me? What would you say?
Yeah, so for you, you are in sales, right? You're trying to grow sales. So I would have something to the effect of, thank you for sending me a DM. I'm not here at LinkedIn at the moment, but I will read and respond to your message when I get back. In the meantime, if you want more information about Joe the Finance Guy, go to joethefinanceguy.com. That's what I would put.
Gotcha. All right.
Right.
I'm doing it now.
Dude. So basically, some of you guys, now I get paid to use LinkedIn. Okay. Full disclosure, I'm on LinkedIn about 12 hours every day, right? Always on. So I don't need an away message. In fact, if I had an away message, it'd probably be annoying. But for most of you, you use it, 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, whatever it is. So having an away message can be a big help so that people don't think you're ignoring them. Right? So that's the idea there. It's an away message. And if you go on vacation, that's really why LinkedIn did it. It wasn't even for the single day breaks. It was for hey, I'm going to be in the middle of, I almost said Timbuktu, but I don't want to offend anybody. In the middle of nowhere for a few days, and I don't have to worry about checking my phone. And look, when I go to Mexico, well, in this case, I'm going to be at a resort, so I probably will have Wi-Fi. But, I'm going to be slower to respond for sure because I'm going to be on vacation. I don't take those very often, but I'm going to Mexico in January. As long as my wife is healthy, but I think she will be. So
I think she will be. She's looking great.
She's getting better. She drove the second time yesterday. So she made eye appointments during speed networking with Mike and Ira. And I'm like, why would you do that? I got to be, you know what I mean? Because I've been doing all the driving for a couple months.
Right.
Which is fine. Look, I mean, my wife is awesome. She's been doing most of the parenting stuff like that, the appointments and all those things for 20 years. I mean, I've had it pretty easy, honestly. So my job is to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Make the money and pay the bills. So usually she would do that stuff. But for those of you who don't know, my wife has had a severe concussion. She's been dealing with, recovering for a couple of months. So anyway, she made the appointment. When she made it, she probably didn't realize she wasn't going to be driving. But I was like, well, shoot, man, what am I going to do? So I told Mike, I said, look, I'm going to have to, bounce early, but the way we do speed networking, we do in the beginning, which is kind of cool. We do 30-second intros, elevator pitches. And yesterday, actually, we did 60 seconds because we had a smaller crowd. We had like 18 people at the peak, which is not a ton. But we have a bunch of 2-top tables set up. So what we do is we go through and we do these elevator pitches, introductions, and then afterwards we have 5-minute rounds. And actually, we started with 3-minute rounds yesterday. So we did 5 rounds of 3 minutes each, and then we switched to 5-minute rounds. And you get to meet people and talk and have a business conversation. It's one-on-one, and you get to know them. But you already know what everybody does. So when you're talking to them, you don't have to start with that whole, hey, where are you from? What do you do? Because you already know.
Yep.
What's cool is like if you're only going to be there for an hour, you can go, okay, well, I definitely want to go see these people. While they're doing the introductions, you take notes if you want. That's the smart thing to do. Like Joe does finance, right?
I do actually. I help retail
I-
sales increase their, or help retail businesses increase.
Yeah,
their,
and you would give that in your elevator pitch,
Yeah.
right? But that's what they would write because you're Joe the finance guy. They would write Joe does finance. Ira does, media.
Right.
It would just be shorthand notes. But anyways, you go, okay, I definitely want to talk to them. Or let's say you're a job seeker and there's 3 recruiters in the room. You definitely want to talk to all 3 recruiters.
Yep.
In speed rounds, right? So that's the kind of notes that people would take. But anyways, at the end, we had one table of 6 there at the end, and we were on for like 40 minutes, just the 6 of us. In fact, we would have stayed longer, but the room, it's an event. The maximum time length is 2.5 hours, which we always do on Tuesdays. So I can't extend it. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, guys, it's just going to boot us out. So then you know what I did? I started a chat room on LinkedIn with all 6 of those people. We figured,
Oh, and then it was able.
I figured we're all getting along. We're all it was a really enjoyable conversation. And so I started a new chat room with those 6 people. But that's kind of cool. So, the speed networking, what's fun about that is it gives you an opportunity to meet people. It's like this. It's face to face, even though we're not in the same room.
Right.
And where can you do that right now?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's a free event.
I agree.
We have sponsors there too, by the way. Exit Your Way sponsors us. So, talking about sponsorships.
Right.
But she was talking about Shark Tank investors. So, again, I would tell you to be very, very careful with that. If that's your only option, it's your only option, and I get it. But there's a term for business called bootstrapping. In fact, I was in on a panel with Roundtable. We were talking about that. Nobody in that room would advise you to go the investor route if bootstrapping is at all possible. And you may not know this, but like if you're in the United States, I don't know where that lady's from. If you're in the United States, you can get small business loans right now pretty easily from the government. And so you might be able to do that as opposed to taking on an investor. Talk to somebody, talk to a money guy, talk to a finance person, go to your bank, talk to somebody from a bank and see if you can't get a small business loan that you may or may not even have to pay back because that was part of the
grants out there, different things like that.
Yeah, there's a grant out there. I think the grant is $10,000, and that's, you don't pay that back. That's just
right.
You get the grant. Yeah. So anyways, there's things like that.
Correct.
Where is the info at? The DM says away message.
I saw that when she was doing it. When you go into your messages, just go into like the 3 dots up at the top right-hand side, and it'll say set your away message or update your away message.
Yep. Super easy. On LinkedIn, most things are about the dots.
Yep.
So, Mr. Stepke, 50 on Friday.
50 on Friday. And then
follow me. So you coming on follow me?
If you want me to, I have a meeting at 9.
Happy birthday.
What time is the follow me? It's at noon.
It's noon your time, yeah.
Okay, I'll be off by then. I'll not off.
I do have a guest on who's coming on the show. Zig Ziglar, obviously.
Yeah.
So
no, you have him?
I wish I had Zig, but Zig is no longer with us.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was just
His son is still around. In fact, his son runs his organization. Anyways, the guy that I'm bringing on is not his son, but he is on that. He's in that company.
Wow, I would love to do that. That would be just awesome because I love Zig Ziglar. So.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be talking to him. We're gonna be talking about Zig books.
You're welcome, Robbie.
So one of my favorite.
So as Ira leaves,
hang on. This is one of my favorite books right here, Secrets of Closing the Sale. So we'll be talking about this book and some others, but Zig, for many reasons, was one of my heroes.
I can't believe I got a pen that doesn't work. Well, I'm putting it in, so I'm available noon. I'll do it.
Yeah. So the other thing, I was talking to Kurt Anderson about you.
You were talking to Kurt about me?
Yeah. So Kurt and I, here, hang on a second. I'll pull this up. I just did a promo video last night. Hang on.
Oh, wait a minute. I saw it. I didn't click on the video, but I saw you're doing the how to build your business, the e-commerce.
Yeah, hang on a second. I'm going to share this with everybody in case they're looking to join, because this is something everybody can join if they want. So check this out. I just made this yesterday with Kurt.
Hey guys, by man, I am thrilled. This is so exciting to announce our speaker for this week is a LinkedIn rock star. When I use the word, he is a rock star.
I hate that.
Ira Bowman from Bowman Digital Media. He's going to share some powerful tips and strategies to help you on your e-commerce journey. Ira, could you share a little bit of what you're going to talk about this week?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to talk about your LinkedIn profile. We're going to talk about your audience. We're going to talk about how to communicate in ways that will engage them, keep them interested, and most importantly, get them to visit your website, because that's what we want to do. We want to get them to go from social media over to your website.
Okay. What a blessing. Thank you, Ira. This is, guys, you do not want to miss this program this week. This is going to be a gem. He's going to be dropping major tips, strategies for you and your business. So Friday, 1:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Pacific. Join us at the Manufacturing E-Commerce Success Workshop. We will see you there. Ira, thank you, buddy. We'll see you there, dude.
That is awesome.
So anyways, yeah, so that's coming up for me. That's actually not this Friday. That's the following Friday.
November 6th. I saw
But anyways, that was fun. I did that yesterday. But what do you got going on? What are you working on?
Well, I have that. I'm actually going to be dropping that article about e-commerce in November.
Okay.
I'll be dropping that article then. I'll do the video too. You and I'll get with you on that. If you're talking about professionally wise, I've got
anything, brother. You're turning 50.
Well, I will say that I really
Halloween's coming.
I get to wear the bat suit.
Are you doing Halloween in Indianapolis?
Because we're doing Halloween.
It's been canceled here.
Oh, we're doing Halloween. I got a shoot. I made a shoot off of Facebook. I saw it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a slide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can put it in there and it goes right through. So I got that going.
Maybe I should do that. How hard was that to make?
It wasn't that hard. And I got tubes from my work that sends me posters. So I put two of them together. You know that they are finishing the porch or whatever on the back of the house, the addition. So I had wood and knock it off.
I can't. Knock on wood if you're with me. Knock on wood if you're with me. Come on.
So anyways,
where is this show going?
And I put both of them together, so it looks pretty cool. I get to wear the bat outfit, so we'll be away from people.
I need video of that, and I need photos of that. My son thinks you're the coolest dude ever.
Well, I will. It'll be the time that I actually.
My son. We talked about this before. My son's on the team Batman too.
Is he? That's good. But and this is what I got from my my daughter and her boyfriend yesterday. 100-day gold journal. Pretty cool. I
Yeah,
like it. I
like that, dude.
saw what's in there. It's by
Can I tell you something that I always feel bad writing in books? Like,
I don't. And then I
What?
got this from
wait a minute.
the rest of the family from all of them.
In the total, we could take this a complete nasty way. You are.
Hey, we're
15
trying to run a
minutes.
PG-13 show.
That wood would be colored in blue, I think. Just gonna leave it there.
Not for me. I'm still good.
You don't need that. Yeah, I don't.
Oh,
need that.
I don't.
My shirt is blue, but I don't need any of the pills.
Yeah, I'm still good.
I'm not 50 yet, but I'm closer than I'd like to be.
And then I think the only other thing that I'm doing is just trying to be more healthier. I have been trying to prioritize certain things because I hate when I go dark. As you know, like when I go dark on LinkedIn, I hate it because I like being around.
I miss you.
I know, well, that too, but I like putting things out there and helping people and the inspirations. But doing
your gift to me was giving me a headache, by the way.
Which one? The one today?
There's so much going on there. My brain was like having trouble like keeping up.
Well, I liked it.
Now it was 5:23 in the morning when I saw it. So
Well,
that
true.
could have something to do with it too. But I was counting your hashtags, going, God, these guys. Stop.
But the reface ones, doing those every day, God, I love that. I can't wait to.
The favorite GIF I've made for you is that dude in the go-kart driving, sliding into the.
I like that too. That GIF was awesome.
I like the one that your friend did for you that I put your logo on, but the Wolverine. That's fun.
Yeah, Liz Jones when she did the Wolverine.
The one I made for you. Now I learned something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can take a movie video and edit it as a GIF in Photoshop and compress the file or suppress the file enough where it doesn't crash the LinkedIn app on your phone. True story. So
you'll teach me that.
I could, but I won't. But
you will, and you know you will. So shut up.
I can do it myself, and it's awesome. So I can make all these awesome GIFs now, even better.
Right.
You know, the problem is when you're making these GIFs yourself, for all you to do graphic work out there, if you're making the files too big, it will crash the system. So.
Well, that's true. But you and I were on Social Media Concierge, or we are on, or we were.
I think it's dead, but yeah.
Okay. But whatever. And that's how come we were doing the GIFs together and stuff like that. But anyways, what else am I doing? Hi, Sabrina. How are you? Good morning. I saw her what she put on there because I got LinkedIn down there.
If you're on WhatsApp, you can find each. I don't add people on WhatsApp. I'm just going to be completely honest. WhatsApp to me is a little bit invasive, so I don't really use it. I have a couple people on it.
Oh my God. Good to see Joe remembered this week. Thanks so much, Greg.
Seriously, like, you know, at 5:53 when I sent him the invite and then it was 5:57 we responded, I'm like, are we going to have another episode?
I would not do it. Was his fault.
I'm not going to do it 2 weeks in a row to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I blame Greg.
Yeah, I didn't know I needed to send you a calendar.
It is my fault. I will admit that. Greg called me GIF or GIF. No, it was GIF, not GIF. GIF is peanut butter.
Yeah, GIF is the peanut butter.
But
GIF is the graphic informational file.
But when Greg, we're in the car, and that was just hilarious. And we had a meeting at 9:00 that we had to do on like in the car. We were talking to the person, and then after we got off, I just went like this: "Hey, I need you to do something for me. I'm just going to get on now." And that's what I thought was pretty cool. So
it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It would have been better if your internet was more stable. Like we were having trouble there at the end.
Right.
Like, I didn't actually lose you. Like I told you, I didn't actually lose you, but we couldn't hear you anymore. And I'm like, I can't do that.
No, when I was in, we were driving through Martinsville at the time, Martinsville, Indiana. We were going to Evansville, and that's why it dropped.
You're driving from one farm town to the next.
Yep.
Yeah. For those of you who are curious.
Then why does Doc Brown say gigawatt instead of gigawatt?
Those have absolutely nothing to do with what I'm talking about, Greg. Nothing.
Well, I don't know,
Okay,
man.
But you're talking about electrical.
You know what?
But you're talking about the measurement of electrical currencies versus what I'm talking about, which is graphical format information. It's a file type. Like you would say, okay,
Yeah,
maybe what you would say like PDF versus a doc.
It's a computer file.
I'm gonna carry that over to the Doc Brown Word doc. Anyways,
Doc Brown.
I'm pretty good at this game. So instead of those, we're talking about GIF. GIF, all caps, GIF. Not peanut butter.
But aren't there something? What is a GIF called? The GIF. I've seen it before. I gotta look it up.
There is a GIF. I don't know what it is, but it's not this. Because when you say I'll be back in a GIF, that means I'll be back quickly.
No.
So it might be a measurement of time. I don't know. Just guessing.
Look at GIF.
Did you type in what is a GIF?
It's a JPEG file. Yeah, joint infrastructure. No, that's not it. It's a JPEG file. GIF. Hey, listen, I'm just saying what I saw on there. I don't.
Yeah, GIF is not even coming up in Google.
But what does GIF stand for? The Free Dictionary. GIF peanut butter is the first thing. Why is GIF called GIF? What if I told you peanut butter began the same way? What? Okay, good.
I have no idea.
It's mostly on peanut butter, but JPEG file, I think, is what they. And then
JPEG is JPG or JPEG, depending on who you talk to, but it's not GIF.
Oh, and
GIF is G.
This is funny. Oh my God! And Greg
graphical information format.
Right. He also put something. A lot of people pronounce GIF as GIF rather than GIF, and God, what was the word that I had trouble?
They don't recognize the word. They don't understand what it is. But it's not GIF.
Perforated or perforated? I think it's perforated.
Perforated is how you say it, but
perforated is how you say it, correct?
Yeah.
Perforated. Yeah, last week I said something. I was talking. Greg and I were together, and I said perforated. He goes, "You mean perforated?"
Morning, Rita. Well, we're having a Seinfeld moment here. This show's about nothing.
Listen, and we got to end it soon because my appointment's at 10:30, so I have to get going.
It's not like your boss is watching or anything.
Listen, he knows about the stuff I do, and I'm good at what I did. Perforated. You were saying perforated.
Don't tell me. Yeah, don't tell me you're good at what you do, slacker. Your boss and I have had this conversation. We both agree.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Because you hit your quota on the first day doesn't mean you're good at what you do. It actually means that Gregory needs to, raise your quota.
I was on vacation for a week. I have other ones in the kitty. Don't judge me.
Oh, I can't help it. I judge.
I
judge judgy.
And,
like quota was not. Wait. Let's talk full disclosure, right? His quota. What month was this? Was this August? Was this September? No, it was August.
Well, I've done it every month. So.
Yeah, but what month was that we had this conversation?
We had the first time we had the conversation. I think it was.
I said 50. I said 50.
Oh, it was August.
I think it was August. Yeah.
It was August.
So August 1st. So he hit his quota on the first day of the month, and he's telling me about his plans for the month. And I'm like, look, you guys have to understand. I've been in sales for 20 years. I've been a sales manager. I've been a director of sales, and I've just been a sales producer, just a sales rep. I've been all levels from, rep to like the big boss. I never hit my quota the first day, but if I did, I wouldn't stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta
didn't stop either. I did.
Full disclosure, he didn't stop. But this is what I told Joe. I pulled out my calculator and I did some math, and I said, okay, your quota for this month is not 9, because I think that's what it was, right? Is that right?
No, 5. It was 5.
Oh, it was 5. Okay. So I said, you need to hit 50, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to adjust your quota for yourself, not your official quota. Like, the company's going to be mad at you. But, like, we're going to blow the lid off this thing. And Joe Stepke goes, nah. And I go, yeah. Anyways, he didn't take his foot off the accelerator because if I remember right, you did like 25.
In August, it was 23 or something like that. Yeah. And then,
But anyway, so round numbers, 50, 25. So that's good. That's great. That's 5 times the quota. That's 500%. Who wouldn't be excited about that?
true. That is true.
The answer is me, slacker, because you're a slacker. Slacker.
Greg's also making fun of me. I say
I ain't got no time for slackers around here. No,
I say supposedly. I say supposedly.
I don't know. I have
Supposedly.
dyslexia. Gregory would hate me because I have dyslexia. I mess up all the words. Some of them I mess up on purpose just to be funny.
All right, we got to end it because I got to go.
All right.
All right. It's an
No,
hour,
let's see you on Friday.
it's an hour and 11. So
You know what we should do?
what?
1 week, we should have your boss on, like, officially as a guest.
3 ways?
Yeah, why not?
All right. I'm good with that. I'll do it on a week that he's not traveling. Actually, he won't be traveling next week.
There you go, Gregory.
At least I could be wrong. I don't mean to speak for you, Greg, but we know that you tell
Oh,
me.
he does. He absolutely does, Greg. He speaks for me all the time. This guy. Right. Untie. 100%. 100% untie.
Untie.
That's a
Unite.
say that word.
I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, see, that's how quick my wit is now. That's good.
United we stand. Divisible we fall. Hit your quota, slacker.
Untie.
Make Greg's life a little easier this week. Hit your freaking quota. Okay.
I will. I will. And we can talk about
The answer
that.
to that question is no. Look, we're not talking on WhatsApp. Sorry. I don't talk to anybody on WhatsApp. Hello from Cleveland, Ohio. Good morning.
Hello, Amelia. All right, I got to get going. Are you going to be all right, or do you want to end the show now? We're at an hour and 12.
We're gonna end the show. I just got to get the music up. Hang on a second.
All right.
What happened to my music? I wish I could show you. I probably could, but my my music player somehow changed the way it looks. Same program, but I just wanted to come in and out with the same song. I had a new song today. Did you notice?
I liked it.
I don't remember what the song was now. Oh, we're gonna go with this one. Whatever, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Well, I'm even bobbing my head already up and down, so I could.
I don't have any sound. What's going on? Oh, my music player updated. That's what just happened. You know, like you get
this is a goodbye song.
Yeah. Candy Gregory is funny, and he'd have to be to put up with Joe Stepke. In full disclosure.
Yep, that would be true.
You can find Joe the Finance Guy at joethefinanciguy.com, and you can find me at bowmandigitalmedia.com or irabowman.com or projectuppygrow.com. You can find us both on LinkedIn. We are very appreciative, all kidding aside, that you would take any of your time and watch us. Thanks for joining. We will be back next week. We might have a guest with us next week, Gregory.
I'll make sure he is. I'm almost positive he said because it's voting next week. He's not going to travel, so I'm almost positive, but I'll wait.
Be prepared to talk about a new show that you're watching, something,
I will.
and we can have it out. You guys can try to tag team me on Batman if you want, but I'll take all comers. No superpowers. Being a billionaire is not a superpower.
I think we'll be talking about something else, so that'll be all right. You and I will talk about something else. It'll be November 4th. We'll probably be talking about something else, most likely.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we probably will, but we're not going to know who won.
No. Well,
There's voting ballots that won't be counted.
anyways, we'll talk later.
See y'all.
All right. Bye.